In this chapter, we are so blessed to sit down with Brittany Kristen to hear wise words and anecdotes from our 2022 honoree, well-known author Terry McMillan. Welcome to Chapter 16.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are live at the 14th annual AAMBC Literary Awards. I am your media host, Brittany Kristen, and it is such an honor to be sitting with this year's Maya Angelou Lifetime Achievement recipient, the Terry McMillan. You say that, you do that like as if every single time someone gives you these accolades, it still comes as a surprise to you. Is that, do you feel any of that? Do you believe your own hype?
No.
I bet that's the best thing that you could possibly do, huh? To not believe your own hype or the hype that they give about you.
Well, let me put it this way. I'll put it this way. What I prefer is being celebrated.
Yeah.
Because it's a little different. But I know you're young, so hype is the same thing. We're saying the same thing. Okay. But you know, even, and I know this. I'm saying this just to tell you how I really feel. It's like, you know, when Waiting to Exhale came out and everything was exhale, exhale, exhale. You know, and I wake up in the mirror and look in the mirror in the morning and I said, "You're still the same." So you wrote some books and blah 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 blah. And the bottom line is this: so I'm still who I was
Right
back then, and now just older, and I'm just very appreciative of the support. That's really how I feel. Absolutely. But I don't buy into all of this fame and stuff. You can't do that.
That's true.
You can't.
Because it's gone one day, it's here one day and gone the next.
And not only that, but you know, my floors need to be dusted too.
Very, very good point. Yeah.
I don't do it myself all the time,
but you have the option to, yeah, right. Because I'm gonna have to bust these floors down myself when I leave here. In fact, I gotta rush and get my household ready. My daughter starts school, kindergarten tomorrow morning.
Oh, kindergarten.
Yeah, I know. I'm tripping. So I'm honored to sit next to you. I am younger. I'm from a younger generation. I've read quite a few of your books. I've read your books when I was young.
Too young.
You're right. Too young. I was stealing my mom's books. I stole them all the Carl Weber's, all of yours, all the Zane books, all the Eric Jones Dickey books. That's what the girls of my generation did, and we passed them around our friend group. And in my teenage years, the characters that you wrote about, these women, their stories, their friend groups were unrelatable to me in the distance for age. But as I grow into womanhood, and I'm re-picking up some of these same stories that I'm familiar with, some of your works that have now been turned into movies. And as a woman, your books have helped me understand my mother better. They have helped strengthen the relationships with my mother, my aunts, and they help me understand who I am as I continue to venture into womanhood. I know every woman has that story. Oh, Terry McMillan's books have helped me through this, through that.
Whoa, that scared me. I'm sorry.
That's Georgia Dawkins. That's another author. Yeah.
Where is she?
This is last year's
I was going to say, that's a little room over there.
Right.
Okay.
And so, because so many people can say that your characters, your body of work have helped them through periods of their life, have you ever revisited any one of your characters to help you through a particular experience or journey? They just stayed in your head.
No, I mean, no, because the thing is that when you write fiction, you write it so that it's believable.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, all of us have problems. All of us have hard times. Everybody has some difficulties. Everybody has dilemmas and trauma. And you get pissed off. And you want to hurt somebody. And nothing worse than a broken heart.
Yeah.
And not only that, but when we make mistakes, we wish we could get do-overs. And so this has given me a lot of opportunities to reflect on what if.
Yeah.
What if and why? You know, but not with the desire to indict anybody, but it's to paint a picture that says something about our humanity, what we don't look at, what we ignore, what we learn, and how to take our lives seriously. And if you could do it over, and I'm talking about at 22, when you should have left him.
Tell me about it.
And then you say, but but I love him. And like my mom used to say, love ain't everything.
Yeah.
Or you can love somebody else. And that's just one silly kind of example. But the idea is that our lives are stories. Every day there's a story.
Yeah.
Sometimes we ignore them. And I'm not talking about interpreting everything, because those people are sickening. I'm just talking about reflecting on the impact that our behavior has, loving somebody, taking care of your kids, et cetera, and try to make sense out of it.
Yeah.
So that the things that we wish the things that we wished we could do over, sometimes we can do it over and do it better. But we have to stop long enough to give ourselves permission to look at it. Some of us don't look. We just feel like that happened. Now let me go to this one.
To the next
Then here
thing.
comes something else is happening. But if you don't learn anything from that, you repeat the same stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not trying to sound like Oprah, but seriously, I'm not. And I don't write like that. I don't write to tell anybody what to do and how to do it, because I'm still learning. And not like that, but that's what we do. That's what all this is about.
Yeah.
Making sense out of what we do. And to try to improve the quality of our lives so that we're better human beings and better parents and better friends and better mothers and all of it.
Yeah.
And that's all I do.
It's a constant.
But I also like to laugh.
Oh yeah, me too. And so some of the storylines that you concoct in your mind with a laugh in mind, I guess in my mind I would think as a writer I would probably use my characters to say the things that I wish I had the balls to say. To really have fun and play around with banter and stuff. Do you does that excite you, getting a chance?
Well, that's what do you think I've been doing for 20 some odd years?
For sure.
If all that stuff happened to me and I would be in the hospital.
No, that's right.
I'm serious. It's like, no, I pay attention to our behavior as human beings and as African Americans and as women, as husbands, boyfriends, sometimes a dog. But seriously, the only thing you do as a writer is paint a picture that moves, and you reflect on what the people in the picture are, how they move, how they think, how they feel. Do they ever reflect? Do they ever say, that was stupid, or why am I doing this to myself, or whatever? But it has to be something that people that aren't that basically all you're doing is questioning your humanity,
right? And
in such a way that you grow from this experience. And that's all you do, and that's what we do in novels. But I don't preach, because I don't have the answers. I become my characters. So if they're doing a lot of stupid things or self-destructive things, I sort of get it, but it's like, for years when I not a lot of years, but years when I used to drink, it didn't occur to me that half the time I was drunk. And it didn't occur to me that the reason why I got drunk is because I couldn't drink. A couple of drinks, I'd be messed up. Wow. And then cuss everybody out. But the thing is that, and then I realized, Terry, guess what? You're not finishing your work.
Wow.
I'm not talking about writing, because it didn't take me, I didn't write my first book under the influence. I learned early that, I can't write under the influence. But the thing is that we just all, that's the beauty of writing and storytelling. And that movies too, if they do it
right way,
is that it's an opportunity to paint a moving picture, or do, to some extent, not so much reenactments, because you want to respect other people's, I don't write about people, that I don't do that.
Yeah.
And you can pick any scenario. People who lie. People who wish they were somebody else. It can be anything. Some people don't pay their bills. People that don't respect you, they cuss you out or whatever. And somebody is not a good parent, and they're not taking their lives or their kids' lives serious. It can be a whole lot of things that feel personal, even if they're not personal.
Yeah. Something that you may have seen.
Yeah.
Someone else, right?
Or my thing is this. To me, what a novel is an unfulfilled wish.
Wow. That's a good quote. Okay, so right. I wish I could write that one down. That is true.
But it is. It's like, because we all want to be happy, we want to be loved,
right?
We want to laugh, we want our spirits to be glowing.
Yeah.
But it's stuff that makes it hard to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes for any length of time. And those are novels. Or songs.
Or songs, yeah.
Or podcasts. I don't know. But the bottom line is that I take all of it very seriously, because what I do know is that God gave us all the capacity to look inside and then come outside.
Yes.
That's the bottom line. And try not to judge other people, but paint a moving picture so that you see, whoa. That's why it didn't take me that long to stop drinking. I mean, I drank. I didn't drink for years.
How long did it take you to realize that your drinking was a problem?
Because I got drunk.
But people who
2 drinks, I couldn't drink. 2 glasses of wine, I'd be drunk, but I didn't realize I was drunk.
Okay.
And then I prefer tequila.
I like tequila too.
Tequila, I didn't get like drunk, and it was a good high. I'm gonna lie.
I love it.
I mean, how many years ago? It's been about 50 years, almost about 45 years. I haven't had a drink in about 45 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like it's not even something I would consider, because I can't do it.
Yeah.
If I could be a social drinker, I would drink.
But you know yourself. You gotta you gotta know your own strengths and weaknesses, of course.
Yeah. I didn't mean to go off.
Oh no, it's welcome. It's completely. So I have a question for you. Like we just spoke about earlier, I'm an educator. I taught high school English, 9th through 12th grade.
Right on.
And in addition to teaching, I also have a separate career in communications. So I write different types of works for corporations, for organizations, even I write for research. I have a podcast as well. And so when I was a little girl, I used to write stories. That was my escape. I'm an only child. So I spent a lot of time by myself, a lot of different characters concocted in my head. But because of my professions, I've always maintained my ability to write, but I no longer was able to write for fun. I no longer wrote fiction. Instead, I was teaching my students how to construct a story, or I was writing succinctly for an assignment or for a job. And I feel like I've lost my creativity. I've lost my ability to tell stories. I can tell other people's stories, or I can talk to someone through telling their story. But for those other creatives that feel like they've lost their ability to create, holistically and naturally for themselves, do you have any advice for people like us?
I'll put it this way. You asked me, what you just said is a lot. But, first of all, are you doing something? Oh, what you need to do is this, okay? Because I was a secretary. I worked as a secretary for law firms, and I used to do shorthand. That's how I was able to get through undergrad. Mm-hmm. And the bottom line is this, especially now, it's even worse. Our lives are crowded.
Yes, they're
very crowded. And
my life is so crowded.
I know, it's probably too crowded.
It
and
is.
You already know that.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is this, anyway, but the thing is this, is that's sort of, I was in the same boat to some extent. And then when I got pregnant and, I was like, okay, I'm keeping this, whatever it is, you realize that there are a lot of things you can do, because all of us, we're good at a lot of shit, okay? We really are. There's a lot of things we're good at.
Yeah.
But the big thing is, so what? What you should be more interested in is the things that really you feel the most passionate about.
Right.
Okay? And so you have to figure out how to eliminate all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Or at least minimize it so that it doesn't rob you of your good shit.
Yes.
That's the bottom, and that goes for people in your life too.
Woo,
Get
that's a
rid
word.
of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them. Put them on pause or whatever. But hi.
You ain't trying.
What's my? But you have to learn how to say no to yourself. And I'll put it this way: even when I had my son, I had to have a job.
Same.
Okay. And so what I did was, that's when I started waking up at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Because I knew he was still asleep.
Yeah. I tell my friends this all the time. They think I'm crazy. At 5:30 in the morning, I could be sitting on the couch watching deep into a TV show. I could be on my knees praying or finishing some work, but my baby is still asleep, and that's my time.
Yeah, but over a period, after a while, you'll see. I mean, first of all, I have learned that a half an hour is a half an hour.
Yeah, it's still not enough.
And so you can take advantage. You don't have to finish something. You can start something. You can make it grow. And that's how I did. I was a secretary, a word processor, and I had a baby and no husband. And I lived in New York. And the bottom line is this. That's how I wrote Mama.
Yeah.
Okay? And I worked as a word processor. And luckily I had a really good babysitter, but I brought her stuff from the law firm that I probably shouldn't have been bringing home.
Of course.
So that's how I got fired for one of my jobs one time. I worked for the state of Texas. And I used a printer without permission.
And how about
They
paper?
fired me.
It's a whole
Papers,
lot of
taking
stuff.
paper.
Yeah, it was the black woman that did it.
Everything.
From copy paper.
But my point is that, when you do that, when you start saying no to certain things, I found out that you don't miss the things that you give up because you're having something else that you really are passionate about is filling up that space.
You're right.
And I know everybody's got to pay rent, but you don't have to pay $6,000 a month rent.
No, I don't.
You can pay $2,000 or whatever. You know my point, okay? And if all you have are 20 minutes a day, then 20 minutes a day are cumulative. So 10 days of 20 minutes is 2 hours.
Exactly.
That's how I wrote my first 3 books.
Wow.
Because my son wasn't a baby every day for 3 years. He was 3.
And I know they turned up at that point.
Mom.
Can I touch this?
Oh no! And at 4 is like, Mommy, are you writing another book?
with the little foot stomp in there.
But the bottom line is that that's all it is that you have to have your priorities straight, and don't. I think one of my biggest problems with young writers is that all they really want is to be famous and make a lot of money. And I'm not saying that's all, but the bottom line is the story is what's more important. The process, because as a writer, there are things that I would never probably have been able to do had I not been writing, because I have basically invented myself as a result of being a writer. I have reinvented myself by the bullshit I got rid of out of it. And I just said, no. So I was my own worst enemy. And I decided that, you know what? Nobody's going to love me better than I do myself. And so I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to make myself smarter. I'm going to do the things that are going to be good for me and my son and my family, the ones who need it. And I'm going to continue to evolve until I slide into home. And I'm 70. And so far, so good.
It's all good from here.
And you have to think that way. And if you piss people off, that's their problem, not yours. Just like being Muslim. Like my son is Muslim. And my family said, why Solomon have to do that? I said, that is none of your damn business. Solomon is who he is. And he knows what he's doing. And when I opened the door, my son was there. And I said, Assalamu alaikum, brother. I swear. And he's still, I mean, he's 37 now, but he was like, but the only problem is he still wears the same color. And I said, Solomon, they make them in different colors.
Oh.
You know, and he can't wash. You know, it looks like